Somewhere, in a place where fields of green and gold roll on forever, where the air smells of sweet tea roses and where the skies are filled with rainbows, lives a boy named Richard Hodgekins. On a misty March morning in 2007, Richard set out on a personal and musical journey, confronting every haunting memory, every painful event, every hurtful relationship, to begin to accept what had happened to him. This is the story of that very journey. This is the story of where do we go from here? Up.
They say a child becomes an adult when they understand how to be there for someone emotionally, when they learn how to pick up the pieces. If this is true, I was a man at the age of 5. Trouble is, this emotional awareness comes at a price. It can swallow a person whole. I began creating at around 3 years old, drawing, painting, making things. I guess by 10 it had become a way of escaping life. Life makes sense when you're the creator. Something comes flowing through you like an energy force, like magic. As a child, this magic is strong because we have not yet developed the brain patterns that can go on to rule our adult life. My childhood was painful, to say the least, but I'm glad that I kept on fighting that darkness. I fought for the light. By the age of 16, I had dropped out of school, unimpressed by a system that I could see straight through. I guess they brand you a dropout if you're different. But you can't drop out if you was never in. I bought an old beat-up piano and locked myself away for 10 years to write songs that would be my personal way of asking the big questions. Who am I? And why am I here? The songs I would write would be for no one's entertainment. They were private and were a document of me dealing with the pain of my life. I had no plans to make my work public. I just wrote songs, and I mean thousands of songs. By 2006, I had converted my home garage into a small studio where I began to record my current songs. The pain of my childhood would be exercised through these recordings, the hurt, the emotion, the violence. My songs are real like a diary, so the recordings are real too. Raw, honest, emotional performances recorded live and captured within very few takes. During this time I had sunken very low and was battling drink and drugs. I had recorded 2 albums to deal with my problems, but the exorcism I had tried by recording those albums had only highlighted the problems even more. I felt that all I was a product of what had happened to me. I thought it was time to end my life. On March 1st, 2007, I decided for the first time to go public with a set of songs. I would write an online diary called the Portrait Diaries, where I would write a new song every single day for 30 days and publish the lyrics online. Then I would record the songs immediately after. I figured this would be my last gasp. If I ended up dying, it would be a document of how not to deal with problems. If I succeeded, it would hold the answer. From March 1st, 2007, my life has never been the same.
Oh Lord, send me somebody to carry me through the storm. She'll be my fair lady, and I'll be her doll, holding her hand through it all. And she'll tap her shoes just like Dorothy, and we'll follow the rainbow home.
And so the story starts with a question. I had no strength left. I was on my knees, and all I could do was ask the universe, or God, or magic, or whatever name you want to call it, to send me somebody. That one person that I always knew was out there somewhere. The woman from my dreams.
She'll tap her shoes just like Dorothy, and we'll follow the rainbow home. We'll follow the rainbow home.
Once I began writing the album, I felt that I needed to clear myself of all the misconceptions of life that had been drilled into me ever since school. As I did this, I felt something step into my life, something dreamlike. Where were my dreams? What had happened to me? Where was the little boy that I once knew?
Over the starlights and far away, somewhere beneath the land, all your thoughts and all your dreams are buried deep within the sand. Finding the spaces within us, drawing a line around the hurt, seeing beauty that surrounds us, finding the line between the hurt. And Lord knows I've tried to wake up.
I began to look for the light. I began to see that the people that we really are deep down inside never truly get lost. They just get buried, and it is up to us to dig them back out, whatever that may take.
To what is buried in the sand. And they say that love is only measured by our pain. But all I know is the answer lies between the lines of age.
After asking the question and then beginning to look for the light, I realised that the songs that I was writing were taking me somewhere. A road was opening up, a road of hope, and I wanted to follow it. I needed to find the real me.
There's a thunderstorm that's breaking through where the clouds they part, and I can see the sun from here beating with my heart. And I don't know where our dreams they go, I guess nobody does. Holding on to someone else, in someone else's thought. Where the wild wind blows, where the wild wind blows, where the wild wind blows, through the petals of a rose.
Through the songs I had begun to peel away each layer that I had built up around myself. Then I realised it was time to say goodbye. Goodbye to the person that I had become. I also needed to let go of my emotional connections to my family, my friends, and my relationship.
Look me up in a book in 100 years' time. If I am no one, at least you will see that I've tried. Life keeps on changing for everyone. Life keeps on changing on everyone. It runs like the river runs.
I began to let go of all the patterns in my life, and I began to feel free. I started to sense a change, and through the songs, I began to find myself.
I'm not lost out at sea. I'm not lost at all, and that's how I found me. I'm one with it now. I'm one with it now.
The portrait diaries were barely 2 weeks old. I had asked the question, I had let go of my past, and things were changing. At this very moment, just where I'd called out to the universe for help, something magical happened. Like magic, a beautiful woman walked into my life. She lived halfway around the world. She came to me through the portrait diaries. Was this the woman from my dreams?
Came along and you moved me sideways, sent me out across the starry night. This is real, like an old-time movie, playing out with no sense of time. Oh, I wish that I could see those pretty lights. Pretty lights. Like a girl from an all-time love song, she stole the scene that I was playing hard. And if this is on, then I was turned off, looking out across the stars. Oh, how I wish. Oh, how I wish that I could see those pretty lights.
Two worlds were meeting. Everything she said, everything she did reminded me of something. What was it?
Two pathways collide
into into the light, something came like an angel to save him. She came whispering hope. She came like magic. She was magic. You see, Richard remembered what it was like to be a little boy, to be playing in his grandma's garden. He remembered the feeling of hope and wonder.
When two pathways collide.
Once I gave myself to my destiny, it was like an external force took over. Like the planets aligned and everything I'd ever hoped for or dreamt of began to happen around me. But when part of this is love, as human beings it is hard to accept true, real love, and there are many blankets of insecurity that have to be removed first. But love is about taking a chance.
My hand, it shakes my body cold. I'm lying here in an empty house. Does this have to end? My fingers trace the lines of every word you wrote. I can smell your scent, I can feel your hurt. And if you give your heart to me, then I better make sure. And if I give my heart to you, then I better make sure. It's like an everlasting rose that's never gonna die. An everlasting rose that's never gonna die.
With each new day that passed, new songs came flowing through me. I now felt plugged in and an external force was showing me the way. But fear always tries to fight back. To believe in my destiny, to believe in more, to believe in love, I had to fight this fear barrier.
If I give you all I've got, would it be too much? If life ever got so hard, for you I'd never give up. The wheels keep on turning, the wheel keeps on burning. It's flame around us, but it never gets too hot. With firelight's love,
If I give you all I've got, would it be enough? If I had the keys to it all, for you I'd give them all love.
the wheels keep on turning, the wheel keeps on burning. its flame around us. It can never be too hard. Firelight's love.
I remembered what it felt like to be 5 years old, to be playing in my grandma's garden. It felt magical and like I was aware of a different level of life. This is who I was before I had been schooled, before I had become lost in this world of ours. A brave heart, a guide, leader of the goodies. I had reconnected to the real me. I had remembered him, and he had remembered her. This was my destiny. This was right. Finally, I believed.
Believe in love.
Just the fact of knowing that she had always been out there gave me an unbelievable strength. We are not just talking about love here, we are talking about belief. It reached into my past and it made all of the dark times worth it.
I wish on every star I ever saw. I wish on every birthday candle. I wish on every robin song. For you. For you. For you. For you.
Every time I had been on the floor, every time I had nearly given up, somehow I had gotten back up, and if I hadn't, I never would have met her. That's how I know that there is more. She came true.
For you. For you. For you. Came true.
On March 1st, 2007, I had started this journey as a man who was truly lost and had nowhere left to turn. Within 6 weeks, the portrait diaries had saved my life. I had set out with one intention, to look for the positivity, to look for the light. I began the process as a person who thought that I was nothing more than my brain and a product of the events of my life. When, as a last gasp, I gave up that notion and began to look externally into the unknown, the songs that began to come to me had changed my life. They were pure, undying proof to me that I was more than just an animal, more than just a brain. They were my destiny, and they connected me to my true path, to my true love, and to the true me.
There are visions that I'm seeing in a world that's lost its meaning. There's a change coming down, that's for sure. From this day on, I'll keep keeping on. I'll be closer in the morning when she comes. I'll be closer in the morning when she comes.
That just letting go of the past is not enough. It is about believing in more, believing that we are here for a reason, that there is more to life than our actions and reactions, more to life than our decisions, and more to life than what has happened to us. This external force is true. Some call it God, some call it belief, some call it the law of attraction. I call it magic. What could have been the end of my life turned out to only be the very beginning, and where do we go from here up marks that first step on the journey.
My heart was broken and confused. My life was empty and underused. I ate alone all the time. That aching feeling in my mind. There's a town across the open winterland, over the rainbow and far away.
Where do we go from here up saved my life, and its light shines as just one of many stars in the night sky, shining for all who wish to follow their hopes and dreams.
Dorothy's shoes.
Follow your heart and take that chance. Believe in yourself and believe in magic.
So together, Richard and the magic became one, and the making of this album became their story. One little lost boy finding more, and the magic that came to his side. Shooting for the stars, hand in hand, the magic turned to Richard one night and whispered unto him, "Where do we go from here?" And little Richard replied, "Up."
My heart is mended over time. My life is open